Jennifer Aniston, the woman behind the icon. Before Jennifer Aniston became one of the most recognizable women in Hollywood, she was struggling to get noticed. She was told she wasn't right for certain roles. She was criticized for her appearance. And at one point, acting wasn't even paying enough to make a living. But then came one audition that changed everything. And the rest of the world met Rachel Green.
Jennifer Aniston was born in California in 1969 into a family that already knew the entertainment business. Her father was a television actor, and her mother was also an actress, so Hollywood wasn't completely unfamiliar to her. But having famous parents didn't mean Jennifer was handed a career. In fact, her early years as an actress were anything but glamorous. She appeared in small television roles, commercials, and productions that barely made an impact. Money was tight.
And like many young actors trying to break into Hollywood, she faced rejection after rejection. At one point, she was even told that she needed to lose weight if she wanted to succeed. It was a harsh introduction to an industry obsessed with appearance. But Jennifer kept going. And then in 1994, everything changed.
Jennifer auditioned for a new television comedy called Friends. The role she wanted was Monica, but the producers had another idea: Rachel Green. At first glance, Rachel looked like a spoiled young woman who had spent her entire life depending on other people. But Jennifer saw something different. She gave Rachel vulnerability, humor, insecurity, and an incredible ability to grow. The character arrived in the first episode wearing a wedding dress after running away from her wedding. She was lost. She didn't know what she wanted, and she had no idea how to build a life on her own. Millions of viewers immediately connected with her, and within a few years, Jennifer Aniston was no longer simply an actress. She was a global star. Then came something Hollywood hadn't seen coming: the Rachel haircut. Suddenly, women everywhere wanted the same hairstyle. Salons were flooded with requests for the Rachel. Jennifer later admitted that maintaining the famous haircut wasn't exactly her favorite experience. But the hairstyle became a cultural phenomenon. And so did Jennifer herself. Her face was everywhere. Magazine covers, television, movies, advertisements. And eventually, one of the biggest paychecks in television history. By the final seasons of Friends, the main cast was reportedly earning around $1 million per episode. Jennifer had gone from struggling actress to one of the highest paid television stars in the world. But fame came with a price.
The public wasn't only interested in Jennifer's career. They wanted to know everything about her personal life. Who was she dating? Who was she marrying? Was she having children? Why did relationships end? And every photograph could become a headline. Her marriage to Brad Pitt became one of the most heavily watched celebrity relationships of the era. When the marriage ended, the story became even bigger. For years, tabloids repeatedly turned Jennifer's private life into a public narrative. She was constantly asked questions about marriage, about motherhood, about aging, about whether she was happy. And eventually, Jennifer pushed back against the idea that a woman's life should be measured by whether she was married or had children. That became an important part of her evolution. Because Jennifer Aniston was no longer simply trying to escape the shadow of Rachel Green, she was trying to define herself on her own terms.
After Friends ended in 2004, Jennifer faced another challenge. Could she become Jennifer Aniston the actress? Or would audiences always see Rachel? She took on romantic comedies, dramas, independent projects, and more demanding roles. Some movies were huge successes, others were forgotten. But slowly, something important happened. The audience began seeing the actress behind the character. Jennifer wasn't just the funny girl from Friends anymore. She had range. She could play vulnerability,
She could play anger. She could play heartbreak. And she could still make people laugh. That combination became her signature.
Then, years after Friends, Jennifer returned to television in a completely different way. In The Morning Show, she played Alex Levy, a powerful television presenter whose carefully controlled world begins to collapse. It was a much darker role, more serious, more complicated, and it showed just how far she had moved from Rachel Green. The girl who once walked into a coffee shop wearing a wedding dress had become one of the people shaping the story herself.
Not just acting, but producing, creating, and controlling more of her own career. Today, Jennifer Aniston represents something bigger than a famous television character. She represents longevity. Hollywood has changed dramatically since Friends premiered. Entire generations have grown up watching her. Styles changed, trends changed.
Social media changed the way celebrities are seen, but Jennifer remained recognizable through all of it. And perhaps that's the most interesting part of her story. She wasn't the actress Hollywood instantly crowned. She wasn't immune to rejection. She wasn't protected from criticism. And she certainly wasn't protected from the enormous pressure placed on women in the spotlight. She simply kept moving. From struggling actress to Rachel Green, to Hollywood star, to producer, to an actress capable of reinventing herself. Jennifer Aniston didn't just survive the Hollywood machine. She learned how to outlast it. And after more than 3 decades in the spotlight, the woman behind the icon is still writing her own story.